So, yeah, we're gonna play Seduce Me, which I have not played one of these little anime dating game things ever. A little bit embarrassed to even have this in my Steam library, but it was free and I thought we'd give it a try. Okay, how do I make you go?
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
How do I? Oh. Also, this is for women, I believe. It's not one of the ones that are for. It's for women. It's not like Honey Pop.
A lovely name. For a lovely
Oh, I got
person
an
like you.
achievement.
Wonderful.
That's gonna show up. Ugh.
Do your job. Very well.
Uh,
This game was produced by Eric. Fine.
okay, that was cute. That was a really cute, the little narrator.
Come on.
Is someone getting in a fight? Sounds like someone just got shot.
Let's retreat for... No.
That's right. You better.
Call it favorite. What about it?
This formula, created in the 70s, is what it is used to calculate the price of European-style options.
Okay, do I really have to be in class? Boring. Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here. But it is the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly that surprising. Personally, I loved the sound of it, the way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. Lectures in class were pretty boring. Yes, they were. Mrs. Phillips' voice wasn't sophoric, but I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. Sophoric. Never heard that word before in my life. I'm guessing it means soothing, but I don't know. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time, like going to town on a nice, big, long sandwich. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics, no one does. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbook and did my assignments as I had to. Why aren't you just a good student? I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another course. Oh my god, stop talking, I don't care. Backstory. Bleh. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this semester, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. And then a bunch of college courses. But yeah, a lot of backstory exposition being dumped. I didn't hate high school, it was just kind of mundane how the days drifted on as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them, but that was kind of it. So you're every fucking high school student ever. Good for you. In short, I was done with high school. The start of the second semester brought a note of finality to it. I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. Do we need to know all this? When are we gonna get to the man candy? I'm waiting for man candy, man. It seemed like the start of something new, something that would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in class.
Miss Anderson.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me just because she noticed that I was spacing out. Yes, ma'am.
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
No. Oh, I think I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black-Scholes model formula.
Very good as always, Miss
I
Anderson.
have a huge fucking mouth, man. Anderson. It followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather by my surname. No doubt, since the surname was a trademark of the internationally famous and philanthropic Anderson Family Toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Okay, seriously, you don't need to explain why everyone calls her by her last name. We get it, you don't want to have to say her name or something, but why? Why do we need to know this? What? Suzu, one of my friends, turns around and proudly gave me a punch to the shoulder. From beside me, I heard Naomi, and she proudly gave me a slap to the face and congratulations. Another one of my friends clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words. She means good job.
Miss Campini.
Capini.
Oi! Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Shoals.
Oh,
Fisher Black and Myron Shoals.
oh, you're one of those.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Ugh, I don't like you.
Show off. Better
I
study
agree.
next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
I don't like Naomi. I don't like Naomi at all. Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up, because it's a bitch thing to do, Hermione.
That's the end of today's lecture. Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects.
Okay, yes.
Remember, every
Blah, blah, blah. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. So, you fought for France with your rapiers and all that? Three Musketeers? By the way, Three Musketeers, Tim Curry, Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, best movie ever. Yeah, I might go watch that instead. Whenever the teacher let the students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. And that's why people like me never had anyone to be partners with on group projects. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class. One might say it was almost a coincidence. A wonderful coincidence. So we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as possible. Besides, we were most comfortable around each other, and say compared to being around any other classmate, it just made sense for us to put our head together for any kind of group project. I took out the poster we were working on and rolled it onto the 3 desk. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, that we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Where are the guys? I'm not being seduced. Is Suzu going to seduce me? Suzu could seduce me. She's got a little bit of a kind of butch thing going on. I dig it. Naomi, as usual, was first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project. Suzu straightened up to look at the poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened and she spoke up.
What a company name? Oh, did we really skip over that? Of course we did.
You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff.
Oh my god, it's like being in school again. I don't like it.
Name it.
What do you think? It always came down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was the master in ending decision, even when I didn't want to be. Because I'm so special.
I like Trinity Corporation.
I like energy communication.
That is
It's way
way
too
too
predictable. How about the
Hold
dragon?
What do dragons have? What? It's a toll that our company sells. Who said we can't produce?
Both of them looked at me expectantly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say, Dragon Company. I don't like Naomi.
Company it is. All right. Now that we've decided on
As we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Lisette. Oh, nothing good ever came of anyone named Lisette. I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people that were practically friends with everyone in the school. And as a result, everyone in the school knew them. In the center of it all was Lisette White. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but that she also was ready to casually chat about her day. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was a Mary Sue. Not that she was like a robot or something, but she was the student everyone else wanted to be, and all the boys wanted to be with her, and all the girls wanted to be her, and I myself had fantasies about her in the middle of the night, when no one else was awake, as I lay under. Okay, yeah. Lizette was bright, easygoing, and above all, had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and as a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. I'm losing my voice, too much talking. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, yes, right. Of course, my friends knew what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
Doesn't even look like she probably.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, come on, Suzu. The day she isn't. What's that? Never mind. It's about time.
Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first one out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she strolled out the door.
The seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand.
Because the class is boring and her friends suck. I wish I was as fast as her. Yes, I wish I was already out of here. Naomi folded her arms close to her chest, giving me a disappointed look. So, Naomi is the Hermione. Suzu is the Ron. And I guess I'm Harry Potter. I even got the black hair and the green eyes. So yeah. Giving me a disappointed look. Oh. Self-voicing.
Self-voicing enabled. Naomi folded her arms close to her chest.
I don't know what that is. I don't want that.
Self-voicing disabled.
She's turning you into a delinquent. I wish I was the delinquent. Could have skipped class. Haha. It's a joke, Naomi.
Well, it's not really funny.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or
We heard you the first time.
are you kidding me?
Okay, so it wasn't too.
Oh, I just skipped something.
But you should at least.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on this.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom.
Despite this, they both burst out into laughter. Normally, anyone would think that opposites like them would never associate with each other, but even though they were so different, their friendship somehow still made a lot of sense. And what is it, 15 years from now, they're going to get together and marry and have a bunch of children with stupid-ass names. Maybe they were just perfect complements, or personality just didn't dictate the possibility of their friendship. After all, we all three have been best friends since preschool. Cafeteria.
Who would even buy that?
Me?
I'm skipping a lot of their stuff because it's going to get tedious if I let them finish everything, and I don't want to talk over them, so I'm just reading it and going on. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Fries and spicy chicken burger for me.
Ooh, what are Cajun fries? They sound good.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to.
Okay, that sounds gross.
All that spicy flavor stuff.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
You're crazy.
What the? Where are the boys?
Oh yeah, I'm crazy.
No one has tried seducing me yet. I'm disappointed. 0 out of 5. No suggestion. Seduction. I think I'll go with Cajun fries. Man, I like spicy. Might as well go spicy today. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food. She was such a rebel, with her aloof attitude and her carefree spirit. I wished I could be like her. I wished I could be with her.
All right then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
Where are the boys?
Bored already.
Yes, where are the
No,
boys?
Let's talk about.
Boys and
Yes,
ever again.
yes, where are the boys?
Aw, why not?
I'm with Naomi, where are the boys? Oh, Suzu, just admit it. You don't want a boyfriend. You want Naomi.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
The game will be more
That's going
interesting.
to happen, dude. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Is tiny Italian what? So guys wouldn't like tiny Italian girls? I don't think that's right.
No offense. An Anderson here.
I guess she could land a boyfriend or a girlfriend if we... Are you offering, Suzu? Cause, we'd be good together. I'm just gonna go and clip my nails for you.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
Or bisexual, that exists. That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet, but I do.
It's her senior year.
Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Yeah, well... It really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me. Sorry about that. I accidentally made a phone call. Didn't mean to do that. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafe started up an announcement, and an announcement echoed through the cafeteria. Please bring your things with you.
Why?
Looks
Ooh,
like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
that would be an interesting game. She looks a little sadistic.
Suzu, don't joke around.
What if it's serious?
Fine.
If something happens, just call us. Funnily enough, something did happen, and it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. Who died? Your grandfather, who owns the toy factory? Are you now the sole heir of the factory that makes toys, if I remember correctly? Or your parents? Your parents died. We're at a funeral for your parents. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass. Only the monotone eulogies. I'm a good eulogizer. How do you say that? Whatever. That floated through my ears, reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I was finally able to raise my head. Harold Anderson. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. Oops, I clicked again. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away. The ceremony was small. Only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind the grave. So, why was your grandpa raising you if you still had parents? A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. Is he going to seduce me? He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
I shall read Harold Anderson.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why.
I give my estate, all the furniture.
Oh my God, I'm so surprised. Well, la-dee-da, ain't I just fancy? What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my grandfather's own
He
hand.
passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Hey, don't be an asshole, Dad.
Dear.
Aw, her mom's cute.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
Me too.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn
Don't be a fucking asshole, Dad. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his
About the
face.
estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Wow, you already want to get rid of
Sure
me?
we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Experience them partying. What?
Honey, what do you think?
I'd not party. I'm not a party kind of person. I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own? Yes.
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now.
God
I'm sure the
damn
little
it,
heiress
Dad.
needs some time to
Fuck
adjust.
off.
David.
So damn rude. Yeah, I agree, Mom. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested. Can we find a man for my mom?
Don't
Because
mind him,
Dad's a
honey. I
dick.
think that your grandfather's passing really affected him.
Yeah,
Why
affected
don't
him
we
to be
get
an
back home for
asshole.
now?
You can go ahead. You can go on ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all
So you're
the
just gonna
time
make him
you
sit there while you look at the. You're not even dressed nicely for the funeral. She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family on the same day they passed away? Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choke sob. He told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the furthest from it. Like that one time, a long time ago. Oh my god, more backstory. Where's the seduction? Okay, so I think we're gonna save the game and end for right now, because we've just gotten about 5 million different parts of our backstory right now. Like and subscribe even if you didn't like it, because I seek validation from strangers on the internet, and hopefully we'll get another part of this soon.